Hello, happy Wednesday. You're back with me, aren't you blessed? And you're getting ready for a date with me. Now, I don't really want to go, but I feel like I have to because I feel bad letting anyone down. And I've got this really nice new palette to wear, so it's really an excuse to put makeup on and really catfish the poor bastard. Here we go, Teddy Girl by Butter London. Now, absolutely love the packaging. Absolutely hate my finger marks. How bad is that? But how amazing are these colours? I've never used it. I'm going to use it with you for the first time, so I need to take the film off and show you properly. I already love this because they've included 1, 2, 3, 4 matte colours. I think these are 4. Well, I know these are 4. Is my screen a bit, can you see that? So I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes with these 2 great cream bases. Creamy, like a, this is more of like a grey taupey pale cream, and this is a warmer, more yellowy cream. And then we've got shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. These 2 here have the tiniest bit of shimmer, but hardly anything. So I think we're working in this area tonight. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to do the poppy with a nice flat brush all over my eye. This is purely a base, and I'm just going to sweep it all over. No great science to that, people. Don't matter what shape your eye is, how much you're going to put on afterwards. This is just your nice prepping base. So you've got a nice clear area to start going in with your colour. So now I'm going to start building in my mid-tone, or building in the shape of my eye. There isn't a super nude. I think this is probably where I'm going to go. I'm going to go quite warm, and I'm going to go in with Matilda. I'm using that same brush. Let's tap off that excess and start working out how... I think I'm going to go pretty dark today. I'm going to get that warmth right up into my brow bone. Slap it on. Now I take my shade on my brow bone very high up towards my brow. Can you see how it's almost touching in this inner area here? That's purely because I want as much lightness on my lids as possible, but I don't mind a little bit of depth into my socket. There's a lot of pigment in these products. I'm sure Butter London, did that not start off as nail polishes? Or am I making that up? Just using a finer brush now. Little fine one there, and I'm taking the same colour and I'm just going to run that underneath, just to warm up underneath my eyelashes and the bottom half. It's a lovely colour, isn't it? And if you've got bluey, blue toned eyes, orange is the opposite of blue in the colour wheel, so in theory using this kind of deep peachy shade, it's going to take you there. I'm going to go in with my Beatrice now. I'm going to try and warm that up with some darker matte. I'm going to use that big fluffy brush again. I think this fluffy brush might be getting a bit big now for more definite work I need to do, so I might swap into my little fine one, but it is a lovely soft... Who's that by? It's an e.l.f. blending brush. I can tell you this is one of the softest brushes I've got, and I know an e.l.f. brush will not be more than £5, maybe? I don't know, how much is an e.l.f. brush? I don't know, let's go with that Beatrice. Sorry, I feel like I'm repeating steps here actually, but it's because I didn't know how the pigment was going to come out with them, but you actually might have just been able to go in with that, the darker tone, the Beatrice, straight away. Isn't that so lovely? So it's so much nicer than a grey or a black. You do a smoky eye, do a big eye, but just warm it up, people. Okay, I've popped away the big brush because I'm going to go in with this little thin brush. This isn't, this is an old one in my personal kit. I'm going with Lottie. This is this like amazing purpley cranberry. Is it too much for a night out? Possibly. I'm going in town, it doesn't really matter, does it? Look at that. Oh, how yummy is that when you really... A flat little brush for this is so good because you can really get that pigment. I'm still only going to take it to the second part of my eye though, my sort of outer part of the eye. Let's bring that underneath. Oh, I can see some drop down there. That's me not tapping off my brush. Let me just try a bit of this matte purple Penelope and see if I can darken up with that socket a little bit more with that. I think I might have to go with my blending brush. I'm going to pop the colour in there at the very least with this brush. Get quite a definite shape into my almost non-existent socket. Luckily it's now the evening or the morning, because sometimes in the morning this part of my eyelid looks so low over my lid, you know, where it's puffy from sleep or lack of sleep, which is normally my case. Lucille here, you see that, like a, on one hand, maybe like a sort of a very pale champagne shimmer. These pigments are, I can see why they're called butter, because it's such a gorgeous buttery pigment. Take that on my lid. Oh, that is stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Oh, it's my new favourite palette. If only it was a little bit smaller. Just doing that on my inner eye as well. That makes your eyes pop so much. Would you say that's enough on the eye? I feel like I wanted to go darker, but I didn't because, well, I don't know. Well, I haven't got my lashes or my liner on yet, so let's put that on. Should we join that black liner in with something? There's nothing in here, I don't think, that's dark enough. So let me grab this little e.l.f. palette. They've got a matte black in the end here. Let's run that along the lash line. I just have really gone off, unless it's like a vintage look, which I love. But for a smoky eye, I hate seeing that kind of like straight black line along a smoky eye. Does that make sense? And finally, we are going to go on with these little corner lashes that I've trimmed up already. Can you see those? So they just go on the outer corners of my eyes, and I use them again and again. Ooh, excuse me. Until they're looking a bit scraggy. There's a video on my Instagram for, or if you're not on YouTube, a video on the page that you're actually looking at about how I made them. It's like 4 or 5 posts back. It's literally just one eyelash clipped into 2 halves and then trimmed a little bit so they sort of wing out. But they're just so much quicker to put on than a full lash. They stick really quickly and easily. So that's it, better get on with my hair.